Good evening. That was so inspiring. It's hard to follow. My name is Julie Sondhelm. I'm the clinical director at Jewish Family Services. We at JFS are taking a comprehensive approach to the situation in Ukraine and the impact on its citizens, as well as local community members. We've all heard and now we've seen the devastation and disruption, the many millions of refugees, and the U.S. commitment to provide shelter here under humanitarian parolee status. Our ties to Ukraine are many and deep, from our shared heritage to World War experiences, to the community of 2,500 originally former USSR refugees. We were settled here primarily in the 80s and 90s. The majority of those we resettled here come from Ukrainian backgrounds, and some still have friends and family in the region. We have many reasons why we should and do support those who are affected by the war in Ukraine, not the least of which is the day-to-day responsibility we take on at JFS for all those who come to our door requesting help. We at JFS are committed to being involved on local, national, and international levels during this crisis. We're engaged with partners who are working tirelessly to facilitate the safety of Ukrainian refugees and representing the Jewish community on calls and in meetings related to the most up-to-date changes in immigration policies, as well as conditions on the ground in Ukraine and surrounding areas. We have close relationships with local resettlement agencies in Indianapolis and surrounding areas as the situation evolves. On a local and personal level, we at JFS are already working with families who've been able to enter the U.S. either through other borders or different kinds of visas, and with families who are currently trying to rescue their family members and loved ones from refugee camps. From the information we're constantly gathering, we're able to assist with guidance for immigration and other applications, as well as tangible support with housing, education, medical care, orientation to the community, and basic needs such as food and clothing. We're collaborating with other agencies on campus as well to provide for their needs. Those who will be arriving here under humanitarian parolee status do not have access to government benefits such as subsidized housing, medical benefits, or food support. They will have to apply for permission to work, and it's uncertain how long it will take to process those requests. Typically, in the past, the time has been about a year or so. There are efforts being made to change these policies, but the outcome is still unknown. In the meantime, they'll be dependent on the families they reunify with and on community support. We are engaged in ongoing assessment of this situation and the role that we at JFS and as a community can play to support those who arrive here. We do not yet know how many people will arrive, what kinds of help exactly they will need, or how policy shifts may affect this. You can depend on the fact that we at JFS are prepared to pivot our response based on the circumstances and community resources. We'll continue to provide insight and information on this very human of experiences that touch our hearts and the history of all of us for the purpose of strategic planning to address this crisis. Thank you.